Welcome to Brothers Talking Sports. I'm your host, Asa. Here are my co-hosts, Shay and Max. Shay to the right of me, Max all the way at the end over there. How are you guys doing today?
Well, now I'm confused and I'm dying right now
Why are you dying?
because it's so hot out, and I just tried to do everything in like a half hour so we can get here. It's a rush here, and I jumped in the pool.
He jumped in the pool.
I'm dying.
Oh, you jumped in the pool?
Yeah, I got home and I had to go. I was dripping in sweat.
Oh.
I was like covered. It was disgusting. I went straight in the pool.
All right, well, guys, we started off the last couple of podcasts like this. We're going to continue it again. Trivia! Max does not seem happy for trivia.
Oh, it's fucking boring.
I like trivia. That's like my favorite part.
All right. Which team has the record of scoring the most points in a single Super Bowl?
That would be the. That's a good question. I feel like it's 45. I remember someone had.
It is a good
Is
question.
it Seattle with 43 a couple years ago?
Incorrect. Max,
Wait, what was the question?
which team has the record of scoring the most points in a single Super Bowl?
Or did someone win like 49 something?
Wait, what was the? Can you say the
I
score?
actually don't know.
I don't know what the score was. I just have the name of the team.
Was it the Steelers?
Nope, it was the 49ers.
Against the Bengals?
I would assume so.
What was the
I
final
don't
score?
know what the final score was. I just have the team
Oh, okay.
down. And then the second question, I think this is a good one too. Which Steelers head? Who was the Steelers head coach before Mike Tomlin?
Do we know who the guy is?
You do.
Really? Is he like a current, like,
He's been on TV now. You've seen him on TV before.
been on TV?
Yeah. He I think he works for CBS. Yeah.
Rex Ryan.
No. Max?
I actually have no
Are we sure
idea.
this guy exists?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like, can't even think back that far.
Max, do you have any idea?
No idea.
Bill Cowher.
He was the coach before Tomlin?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That was, okay. I thought it would have been someone else.
No, yeah. I was a little shocked by that one. So today we were ranking all 32 NFL quarterbacks. The other two didn't come up with a list. Max didn't feel like
I have a list right here.
he should make one. So that's Max's fault. Well, we will go over his top 10.
My bottom three is pretty easy. So
All right, so mine. All right, so
Wait, no.
let's-
What are you gonna ask me? You said you had something
Oh
to
yes,
tell
that's
me.
right. Okay, so the YouTube comments.
Oh
I don't know if you took a look at them. Did you?
no.
Okay, Max. So
we get comments?
we do. They talk about your slippers.
Oh,
And
shit.
they talk about how fucking huge they are. Because they are a lot bigger. Like, Max, your slippers are absolutely massive for your feet. You should not be wearing them.
Listen, you gotta have big feet.
Shay, look at the slippers he has on right there. Don't they look massive for his feet?
They're like a little bit. They're not that big.
Yeah, no,
Thank
they're-
you.
Bigger, like it's because it's no. It's not that because he's wearing like a moccasin, but like he's got them like boosted up. He's got like the extra inch on the bottom of them. I think that's why they look so big. Because like moccasins are usually super loaded. Like
They're big, dude. They're big. I had my feet in them. They're huge. So they're absolutely massive, and the comments were making
don't-
fun of them
Don't
of how
make fun of my fucking slippers. All right?
of how big they were. So I had to make sure I get them in the shot today.
In the shop.
In the shot,
Oh.
in the video.
Well, this is a terrible podcast.
All right, so here we go.
Oh.
I'm gonna start off with my 32 through 20.
32 through 20.
Yeah, why not?
That's like a lot.
I don't
We
think
got a lot of time.
now we have a lot of time. All right, so I'll go through. I'll go through 32 through 25.
I want to say because I think there's a clear bottom three, and I have a reason for it.
Well, I'll go 32 through 25. All right.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson 32, C.J. Stroud 31, Bryce Young 30,
Okay.
29 Sam Howell, 28 Desmond Ritter, 27 Jordan Love, 26 Baker Mayfield, 25 Justin Fields.
Justin Fields at 25.
Yeah.
I don't know about him being 25, but I can see it.
So,
I can see
I'll-
it.
The bottom three I think is true.
He can't throw the ball.
But the only thing I
The
would
rookies
do,
that haven't played yet.
yes, I would put Anthony Richardson. Personally, for me, I would put Bryce Young at 31 and CJ Stroud at 30. This is just going off of because I think CJ Stroud I'm predicting game one Stroud's gonna be better than Bryce Young. That's just my prediction. either you could go back and forth. Obviously, Bryce Young was the first overall pick, so maybe you think he should be. But I just think Stroud's going to be better day one.
Yeah.
So that's why I would put Stroud at 30, and I put Bryce Young at 30. But that's just all. That's opinion based.
Now,
Those
again-
guys have to be bottom 3.
Now let me specify this. We are putting down the guys.
The best guy from each team.
Yeah, we're not. So I'm not putting down like Arizona starter would be last right now.
Yeah.
But we're putting in Kyler
The
Murray
best
in here.
guys from each team.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we're not ranking. So like Gardner Minshew is, but with that, like the Russ is kind of doing like, I know it's a little different because like I would say Gardner Minshew is better than Anthony Richardson, but like we know like Richardson's going to start. And
Yeah,
like,
Richardson's going to start day one. So he might break the record this year, Anthony Richardson, for most interceptions thrown by a rookie.
I could see it.
Because he's going to start almost every game.
I could see it. Yeah, definitely.
So that's my list. Any problems with Justin Fields at 25?
Does Peyton Manning have that record?
Yes. Peyton Manning still has that record.
You're 20. So we had 30.
So Sam Howell was 29.
I like Sam now at 29.
28 was Ritter. 27 was Love. 26 was Mayfield. And 25 was Fields.
I don't know who's ahead. The thing is, that list to me sounds good. I just don't know who else.
Okay.
That's
Do you want me to give you 25 through 24
24
through?
through 20.
Yeah.
I would say.
All right.
Or
So
20, let's do 24 through 21, and we'll see who cracks
Okay.
the top 20 after. 24 through 21.
So 24 was Brock Purdy. 23 was Russell Wilson.
Okay. Wow.
22 was Kenny Pickett. 21 was Mac Jones.
No, you fucked
No,
up there.
no,
Those two.
no.
You honestly
No,
could
no.
flip the top,
Mac
the first two, and the
Mac
bottom
Jones is at the back of all of those guys. I
Nope.
think.
I like Mac Jones a lot.
Mac Jones is not very good. He didn't even have a chance to fight for. He got his job taken from him last year for a reason. Kenny Pickett, I actually like because Kenny Pickett. If you look at the second half of the season last year, he had a very good second half of the season last year.
Now-
I really like Kenny Pickett. I think he's going to be solid.
I
I
think
think
so,
Kenny
too.
Pickett's better than Mac Jones. I think
Mac Jones is a little
I
bit
think Brock
better.
Purdy's better than Mac Jones. I think a lot of those guys are better than
Well,
Mac
Brock
Jones.
Purdy, again, I wanted to actually put Brock Purdy a lot higher. No, not going to lie, but
You
he
got to
didn't
go
play
off,
enough.
But you got to go off what he did do last year, and he was pretty good.
Yeah,
Like,
but
he was solid.
I didn't have a big enough
No offense,
sample
I'm a
size.
Niner fan, but it's really easy when you have the best running back and one of the
No,
best
yeah,
tight
but
ends.
you got to go off how the guy looked. Like he looked.
He
all
looked
right.
good, but
You
I didn't
can't-
have
you can't-
enough.
I know, like
I didn't have enough. I didn't have him with no Christian McCaffrey, no Debo Samuel, no George Kittle. I mean, I didn't have that. I had him on a fully loaded roster.
honestly though, I do like Justin Fields at 25. With that, why do people say this guy's a top 10 quarterback?
I mean, it was really tough because there were so
Listen,
many
maybe
guys.
he cracks my top 25. I'll put Mac Jones at like 25, and I'll put Fields at 24. But then I like Purdy at 23. Who else?
No, 23 was Russell. 24
Russ.
was Purdy.
I like Purdy at 23. I like Pickett at 22, and I like Russell ahead of all those guys still. Because it's still Russell Wilson. He's gonna have a bounce back year this year.
Russell Wilson.
Wilson's. I would probably
Again, my list is very based off of last season.
I would probably put Russell Wilson a bit higher too.
This is very based off of last season.
I just feel like Mac Jones isn't. I don't feel like he just hasn't. I feel like Mac Jones was like good to start when he came in, and if you're going off last year, I feel like he totally declined last year, and he's like been bad.
I thought that Matt Patricia screwed him up.
True, you could go off coordinating, but you got to go off of how he performed last year, and he was not very good last year.
I think that Matt Patricia screwed him, and I think Mac Jones is a lot better of a quarterback than a lot of people think. All right, so my 20... Hold on, let me scroll up here. All right, so my 20 through 16 were guys that didn't play a lot last year, but I know have tons of potential. So these guys, some of these guys on this list are probably much higher or much better quarterbacks than some of the guys that are at 9, 10, even 11. All right, so let's go over it.
Okay.
20 was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay. I gotta change my list of completely.
20 was Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay.
19, Ryan Tannehill. 18, Tua. 17, Deshaun Watson. 16, Matthew Stafford. I didn't see enough of these guys last year. Tua, banged up the whole season. Matthew Stafford, banged up. Deshaun Watson, suspended. Jimmy Garoppolo, banged up. Ryan Tannehill, banged up.
All right. I like the fact. Listen, a lot of people are giving Watson like that. Like he's like. Listen, Watson used to play, and he was like arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he played. You got to go off though, like he said, how he was last year. He came back, it was kind of slow. So as of right now, that's probably a good spot to put him. He's like the middle of the pack guy.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Garoppolo at number 20. I think I would take Russell Wilson over Jimmy Garoppolo.
Now here's, I actually
I
did
also
have,
think I might even take Kenny Pickett over Jimmy Garoppolo.
I did have Jimmy Garoppolo a lot lower, but since he was just in that tier of guys I didn't see enough of last year, he was at 20 for me. He was at the bottom of the I didn't see enough. Matthew Stafford was at the top with Deshaun Watson. And Tua, again, I didn't see enough because, again, he was hurt most of the year. But when he did play, he was amazing. I mean, he played perfectly great. So did Matthew Stafford. Deshaun Watson towards the back half of the season was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I think when we get into the 15 through 9 is where these are some dogs. Max, got any comments on the list so far?
No, I'm sorry. I was on Instagram. I just saw Travis Scott. He's actually coming out with a movie. How do we not talk about the movies though? Like, isn't Barbie and Oppenheimer the biggest thing in the world right now? Don't you fucking say it. Don't you say it. You saw it, didn't
I saw
you?
The Barbie movie.
Yep, there it is. He saw it with your...
You saw it with your girlfriend?
I saw the Barbie movie yesterday.
Of course he did.
Did you see it with the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. It honestly wasn't awful. I've seen worse movies, and I've seen a lot better movies. It's like it's a kids movie, but there's like a couple of like adult jokes in there and stuff.
I saw a clip with Barbie and Ken, and Barbie's like, I don't have a vagina.
Yeah,
and Ken doesn't have a penis.
Yeah, that's like when they go to the
I was like, oh,
they go
no.
to like the real world. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
But-
me and Belle have to see that for
And
sure.
then the last, like the final, there's a like adult joke at the last line of the movie. But it's the movie's meant to like represent like female and male like equality and like gender roles and stuff like that in this like world. Because it starts with I think how like Barbie is all about the girls ruling the world. They go to the real world and then girls are treated like crap and it's all about the guys. So then the guys like transform. It's like but it's supposed to be like the roles and relationship between like men and women and stuff like that. But is it terrible? No, it's not awful. It's
Did you hear the atomic bomb from the movie next
No, I did not hear the Oppenheimer bomb.
Oppenheimer just explodes.
No, we have to
Oh
go
my
see
God.
Oppenheimer because I'm looking I want to see that. It's 3 hours long though, which is insane. Like I don't know if I can.
I know Barbie outsold it, which makes sense because
If Barbie's kids and stuff, like 3 hours is insane. Like the longest I feel like of recent movies I've seen was like Batman, like the newest Batman one. It was like 2.5 plus like hours.
and what was
that-
Endgame? Endgame 3.5?
I don't. But Endgame was so long, dude. Endgame was like 5-6 years ago at this point. But when, like
Yeah, you got to think about it. That shit came out.
I know. I remember like
19.
the Batman movie was like long, and I remember it was definitely like it could have been cut down like a half hour. So I know this Oppenheimer movie might be a little too long. Like
I feel like the longer the movie is, the better. The majority of better movies you will see.
Depends.
I don't know.
feel
I
like a lot
thought
of
the
movies
Batman
are
was
longer,
great.
but here's the thing: a lot of longer movies could be bad too because they drag stuff out that doesn't need to be like. Sometimes you don't need a movie that long; it can be cut down, and they try and drag stuff out. So it depends. If it's worth the runtime, then yeah.
No, but
I
yeah,
wanna see it soon,
But
definitely.
yeah, those movies are killing it right now. They are literally,
Yeah,
they
they
are
made,
quite
like-
literally everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I think like Barbie made or Oppenheimer made like 300 million like the first like weekend in the box office or something like that, like insane.
I heard Barbie did 600 or 400.
I don't know. I know Barbie outperformed it though. All right, let's get back to 15 through 1 here.
Through one?
Well, I'm not going to run them all down now.
I would
but-
do 15 through 11.
well, I'm going to do 15 through 9 because this is kind of the next
Well,
tier.
do 15 through 11. I would do.
All right,
but
15 through 11. Here we go. Kyler Murray at 15.
Like, who was 16 again? Huh?
Matthew Stafford. Now listen again.
Okay, you say going off last year, Stafford.
Stafford didn't play very much.
He didn't play a lot.
He was hurt. So again, it's
Kyler at 15.
Kyler?
Kyler only missed like the end of the year, but Kyler's solid. That's fine for 15.
Kirk Cousins,
Good spot for Kirk.
Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Dak Prescott. That's
Of course, we got the Giant fan putting Daniel Jones at 13 over here.
Yeah, what the fuck? I just realized that, bro.
Honestly, 13. That's actually a good spot.
that's I think
He
perfect
beat Kirk
for him.
Cousins in the playoffs. He's probably better than Kirk Cousins.
He's not better than Kirk Cousins.
I don't. No. Honestly, though, I think I'd slide.
Kirk Cousins throwing under pressure
Wait, who
ability makes him better than Daniel Jones
who
alone.
would you put it? Who was 16 again? Sorry,
Stafford.
Stat.
Stafford's probably better than him. I'm not gonna
If
lie.
you go to
Stafford
last year,
is better than him.
I think off of last year though, all I would do is maybe. I feel like I'd put Kyler ahead of both of them. I feel
Really?
like I feel like I like Kyler over Kirk and Daniel Jones because I feel like Kyler can throw it and he gives you that mobility too. He's just small, but he's like I feel like he's good. He's just on a bad team. He's like a good player on a bad team. I feel bad. Like I feel like he's still a solid quarterback. I would take him over as my franchise quarterback over Daniel Jones. I think and definitely Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would put Kyler ahead of those guys because I would take him over both of those guys as my team's quarterback.
So Gino was at 12.
Off
Dak
of last year, that's respectable for Geno.
Dak was at 11.
Dak at 11.
There's a name that you guys are gonna be like, wow, this guy's number 10 when I say this.
Derek Carr.
Yeah. Derek Carr is number 10.
Derek Carr at 10.
What do you think is better,
Who's at
Kirk?
9? Who's at 9?
Jared Goff.
Okay, off of last year's performance, yeah, Goff was very good. Like, that makes sense. Derek Carr? Listen, Derek Carr did lead the league in, like,
Passing yards.
Dak led the
No.
league in interceptions last year. That's why he's number 11.
Derek Carr led the league in game-winning drives last year or something like that.
Oh,
Or
yeah, yeah.
No, not last year, but like since like 2016 or something like that, he leads the league in game-winning drives or something crazy.
Derek Carr's number 10. I mean, that's probably crazy for you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have him over number 10 at all. Honestly, I think I'd take Kyler over him.
Nope.
Dak had a bad year. It's tough to judge because like Dak had a bad year, but I would take Dak over Derek Carr.
Nope. Can't do that. Dak had a bad year.
It does.
Again,
but
a
Dak-
lot of it's.
But how far has Derek Carr gotten his team, and how far has Dak gotten his team? Dak's gotten his team further more times than Derek Carr has.
Dak has one playoff win. I think Derek Carr has 0.
Has Derek Carr won a play? I feel like he's won one.
And they have the same amount of playoff wins.
But still, I feel like Dak's played less year. I feel like I would take Dak over Derek Carr. I would take Kyler over Derek Carr.
Definitely wouldn't take Kyler over Derek Carr. I can't do that.
Kyler's a franchise quarterback, dude.
I don't know. I don't know. Without DeAndre Hopkins,
That's like a lot of teams. You take away their best receiver, the quarterback's not that good.
I don't know.
Honestly, I'm curious, like, you take away Travis Kelce from Patrick Mahomes, what happens? He didn't have D-Hop a bunch last year, and he was still playing all right, Kyler. He didn't have D-Hop for the first 6 games. They're terrible because their roster's so bad, but it's not Kyler's fault. He's doing whatever he can. The play against the Raiders where he runs for his life, like, he's doing whatever he can out there.
All right. Well, let's get into 8 through 1. Lamar is at 8. Trevor's at 7.
All right, good.
Aaron Rodgers at 6. Justin Herbert 5.
I like this.
Jalen Hurts 4.
Josh Allen 4.
Oh.
Jalen Hurts 3.
Burrow 2, Mahomes.
Burrow 2. Mahomes.
I like the.
I would
yeah.
only flip Hurts and Allen. I think I would
Hurts
flip,
and Allen.
Yeah, even though Hurts
can't-
went to the Super Bowl last year, I think as a pure thrower of the football, like Allen's just like, I feel like Allen's like number 3. I feel like he has to be number.
No,
3.
yeah, my top 5 would be Herbert. 4 would be Hurts. 3 Allen. 2 Burrow. 1.
Yeah, that's what I would do as my top 5. And I like Rodgers at 6. I think that's a good spot for him. I honestly, and a lot of people, and I would even make, like, you could see the argument to put Lamar over Trevor Lawrence. Because if you actually look at Trevor Lawrence last year, first half of his year, he wasn't that good. Like, he had a couple good games, but he did have some, like, he honestly wasn't as good as people hyped. Like, people, like, coming into this year, like, oh, he's insane, he's ridiculous. Like, if you look at it, like, he was good. Like, he had a few good, very good games, some bad games, and then some okay games. He was, like, all right. He's still a good quarterback, but yeah, Lamar also was banged up a lot last year. I think I like that top 8, besides those 2 flipped.
I thought my list was pretty good.
And actually, it was solid. It was better than I thought. Derek Carr being it in the top 10 is a little bit of a stretch, I feel like.
Listen, I understand, but I can't put Geno Smith.
People are going to
ahead
be
of him.
mad that you put Justin Fields at like 25.
Oh, I know.
I'm not
I love
going to.
that.
I would not hate that. I don't.
Listen, you're gonna tell me guys like Mac Jones and Kenny Pickett aren't better than Justin Fields?
Well, Mac Jones is this. That's a stretch.
I think Mac Jones is much better than Justin Fields. I think Kenny.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch now.
Not much better, but like
I don't know if Mac Jones. Kenny Pickett. Listen, Kenny Pickett. If you look at the second half of the year last year, he had very good numbers. Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
He's a solid quarterback.
Kenny Pickett's also played like what? How many games?
12, 11.
Yeah, he didn't play many last year.
No. Yeah, no, but like the second half of him playing last year was
It was pretty good.
yeah, and like I said, Mac Jones. I think I would take Fields over Mac Jones just because Fields. You have to go off pure running ability for Fields. Like talent wise, as a runner of the football, he's a lot better. So I think I would take Fields over Mac Jones just for this pure running. But if we went off like throwing the ball, I mean Fields is like
31.
well, he's 20.
31?
He's 29. because I put the rookies behind him.
Oh,
But
no, nope.
he's last of
Nope,
the.
Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are better throws than him already.
They haven't even thrown the ball yet.
They haven't even thrown the ball
See,
yet.
I
They're
give
better
him
throwers
the
than
benefit of the doubt. At least he's throwing the ball in the
Anthony Richardson is the only one that's not.
Because Anthony Richardson is him but bigger.
Yeah.
They're going to be the same player. That's why I don't.
You know what? I might actually throw Justin Fields at number 32 because Anthony Richardson can throw farther than him. That's how bad I think Justin
If
Fields
we
is
were
at throwing.
throwing, I would put him at. He'd be last. He's the worst thrower besides the rookies. Yeah, I would take Sam Howell over. Here's the thing: if you really go off of how it was last year, I feel like you got to put Sam Howell higher.
No, Sam Howell played one game.
One game and he was solid though. Off that
But
one game, he was good.
One game. I can't base it off one
If
game.
you go off of how they played previously,
Fine. I'll put Matt Flynn at 15 because he played one game and had
he was fire, 6 touchdowns. Jordan Love came in one game. He threw a dime to Christian Watson for a 75-yard touchdown pass. I think you got to move him up the list a little bit.
No.
I'm kidding. He's like,
I was like, I can't put those guys any higher.
no, that's yeah. I like how you got like your rookies.
Rookies?
You got like
The unproven?
rookies from last year, or like unproven, like not really proven guys, and that's like your you're like 29 to 25. Then you got like
Baker and
little bit of it. Yeah, well, Baker's kind of
the outlier of everybody.
Because like Baker was like not so good. Actually, he was promising as a rookie. Then like struggled the first half of the year, but then had a very good second half of that year. Very good second half. Then he was bad again. But then he was hurt. He's playing hurt, but he wasn't so good.
Yeah.
Then they kind of got. Then they didn't like him anymore. And then he was bouncing around, left the Browns. So it's tough with like where you would what to kind of do with Baker. But if you go off like how he's like in, yeah, that's probably a good spot for him.
Listen, if everybody's healthy on this list, Matthew Stafford and Deshaun
Stafford's
Watson.
higher.
Stafford,
If Watson goes back to Watson's top 10 if he goes back to how he was playing. So
Watson,
is Stafford if they
exactly.
go back to how they were playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I like that. If we go back to how honestly, if they go back to how they were playing, I'd bump Lamar out of the.
No, he's still top 10.
Yeah, but he's probably like 10. I think I could bump Stafford and.
I probably put him 9. I probably put Watson.
Yeah, Dominic Bomb is going off.
I would put. I can move Stafford up. Who else did we say that?
Stafford's probably
Deshaun Watson. Listen, Deshaun Watson could be top 5 if he goes back to when he was led the league in passing yards in 2018.
Sure.
But if he goes back to even be like remotely solid, like of how he was, like he put him in the top 10.
Stafford would probably be right behind Rodgers.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
if he's healthy.
if he's back to how he was like Super Bowl time,
Yeah.
I think that's a good spot for him. I'd put Stafford at 7. I like Trevor Lawrence at 8 at that point. I could argue Lamar or Watson at 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Then I can move Dak to the 11. Out of
Guys,
the top
I'm
10.
going to say
So then there's no more argument of Dak's
I'm going to
top
say a
10.
hot take, and this is just by far, it's been annoying me, and it's just because every time I open Instagram and I see the Jets might be the most overrated piece of shit team that I've seen recently. Holy fuck. They are everywhere, and it's all for them just to lose in the divisional round. You got to think about that. This is all, we're seeing all of it just for them to lose in the
You gotta think
first
of it like this.
They ain't
one
gonna
or two
make the
games.
playoffs.
New York has not been good. And I don't know, dudes, if they're not going to make the playoffs. You have to think of it like this.
Shut the fuck up.
Bro, you have to think of how many good AFC teams
There
there
are.
are.
But you also think of this, how many wins? They were 7-10 last year with that at quarterback. Just that. Not even a word for it, just that. That at quarterback. You go take quarterback number 6 in the league, plug him in, you throw a couple things in there, that's going to get you a few more wins. That's going to get you to 10 wins at least. That should. On paper, everything stays healthy, and then Rodgers plays like how he was. That's going to get you to 10 wins. That should get you in the playoffs at 10 wins. Now, I agree with Max in the fact that how far are they going to go in the playoffs? I don't know because the AFC is loaded. When they get to the playoffs, they could lose in the first round to they could get stuck playing the Chiefs in the first round and lose. So they could get stuck playing the Bills or the Bengals in the first round and just lose. So I don't disagree with that. But this
I'm gonna
also
kill
think
that
about,
dog.
this is another thing I was thinking. Is this year's Jets just the Packers from 2, 3, 4 years ago? A very good roster with an coach, a good quarterback, just to lose in the NFC now it's the AFC, but in the championship game again. Is it the same thing? Think of the rosters. Offensive line is okay, it's decent. Quarterback is good, is Rodgers.
Same.
Running back is solid. Receiving core is
Their running back got
Receiving
worse.
core is running back downgrade definitely, and their line downgrades a bit too. But I would say the defense is a little better with the Jets.
A little bit.
The Packers defense is getting better. the Packers defense now is good. Like last year was good, but if you go off the Packers defense when they were in those championship games, this Jets defense is better from when the Packers were in the championship games.
The Packers defense is better now.
Yeah, it's good. Now I don't even know, but it's close. They're both top 10 defenses. But if you go to the receivers, it was Devontae Adams and a bunch just like Lazard and like guys who just weren't so good. Now it's Garrett Wilson and a bunch of just like guys. Like it's a Garrett Wilson who we know is going to be good and some guys who are just like It's a very and a solid and a good defense and a coach that's and a special teams that's always questionable because the Jets, for some reason, never have a kicker that can kick the ball. Is it like a very similar team? It feels like just the same, the Packers of the AFC? It's like, I just get like that feeling that it could just be like the same thing for the Jets now. And it's just, they get there, they get to the playoffs and just lose. Like, they could go like 13-4, 14-3 in the regular season. They're beating up teams in the regular season just to lose in the playoffs, like first or second, like divisional round or championship game.
I think my list is pretty good.
It's one of the better lists you've done.
It's definitely one of the better lists I've done.
One of the better like things you've like.
I tried to not put Daniel Jones very high.
That's a good spot. Once I looked at it, once I thought about it, yeah, that's a good spot because I would take him over Kirk. But like I said, I would take Kyler over him. I would take Derek Carr over him. I would say
After this year, though, Daniel Jones will be in the 20s.
20s?
I don't know about 20s, but I do think he'll drop to close to 20, like 18, 19,
Definitely
20 range.
Definitely not. He's due for a shit year.
Yeah, I think he was a big like him and Gino and him were kind of like the big like last year, and Jared Goff. Those are my big three guys. They're kind of the one hit.
But the best out of all of them, I think it would go Goff, Gino, and Daniel. Daniel's just destined to have a shit year.
I think Geno Smith's the worst.
I think Gino's the worst. I don't know. I feel like Gino had a big plus year last year. I think he'll take a step back.
Well, I thought that Daniel Jones' first half of the year, he couldn't throw the ball deep. But once he got into the second half of the year...
Also, Daniel Jones he's throwing the ball to some bad guys. He was.
Oh, so he is one of the worst receiving corps.
You're upgrading his receiving core a little bit. Just
Not
a little
much.
bit. Slowly.
Not much at all.
But slow. It's slowly getting there. And they got Hodgins, and I think he's all right, honestly. I think
he's not bad.
I think he's like the big sleeper guy in fantasy this year to get. Because he's like their number one, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's due for an injury.
You're that guy? Due for an injury?
Due for an injury.
Max, I feel like you say that about everybody.
I mean, no,
I think this guy in the fifth
for
round
some reason,
fantasy,
I have like
he's
a
due for an
weird,
injury.
I have a weird feeling of like the players are just gonna get injured this year. I feel like this is a linebacker year. A lot of linebackers are gonna get injured. Same with receiving course.
We don't have any receivers on our teams.
We don't either.
They can get hurt. It's fine. We could throw me out there and play him. I'll do just pretty close to just as good.
Max, do you have anything else on my
At least I can
top
catch.
32?
No, but it's all right, I guess.
It's all right.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I think it's a really good list.
Mid.
Like I
can't
said,
wait.
your top 8 I like. Besides, I would flip those two. But like that's not a big deal because Jalen Hurts had a good year last year. Like Jalen Hurts and Allen. Like I think number 1 and 2 are pretty clear.
Yeah.
Mahomes and then Burrow at 2. I feel like if you're an NFL fan, you have to agree on that. The guys are they're battling in the championship game all the time now. If you want to argue Josh Allen over Joe Burrow, okay, why is Joe Burrow beating Josh Allen then?
Yeah, exactly.
Like rosters are similar, very similar. They're throwing a good guy. Like, oh, Burrow has better receivers. One has Jamar Chase, one has Diggs.
Exactly.
One
You
has
can't
Gabe
you
Davis,
can't argue
one has
this
Teague. It's
anymore.
like they're not like if Joe Burrow's winning by a good bit, he's better, and Mahomes is beating him because he's better.
Is it crazy how Herbert cracked the top 5?
I know, honestly it is because when you look at, I had him in fantasy last year. He's like,
I was like, damn.
he pisses me off.
I was like, damn. I really got to put this guy number 5. I was like, I really.
Listen, he's a good quarter.
He's a great quarterback.
He's a good quarterback, but I feel like after it's like a bigger drop off, like 1 to 4. Like those top 4 are the top 4, and then it drops to that next tier of 1 through 4 is a tier, and then like 5 through 8 is another tier.
And I think 9 through about 4.
Wherever
15 is
Kirk
another
Cousins is the cutoff.
tier. Yeah, Kirk Cousins and Kyler. Well, Kirk Cousins. And
Yeah, I
Kyler
think
Murray.
Kirk is like the back of that, but I would go like Kirk, Daniel Jones,
Jared
Geno
Goff.
Smith, Jared Goff, Derek Carr, Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
That's
that
like
was
your
where.
guys.
Yep.
That's like a good tier of like those are your solid NFL quarterbacks. Could you win with those guys? Yes, but you need a loaded roster around them, kind of.
Exactly.
Thing.
Exactly.
Then it gets then you go after that.
Then you have the hurt guys, and then you have the guys that still have a lot to prove down at the bottom of the list, and some guys that haven't even played a snap in the NFL yet.
I do have to say, though, we got some interesting jerseys this year with the Broncos, Titans, Jets.
I like the Titans with the Oilers jerseys.
Yeah.
I like those.
They look clean.
We're definitely in for a
Everyone's going
more.
to throwback this year.
I don't know if we say this every year, but I feel like we're definitely in for a more interesting NFL season than last year.
No, last year was so interesting. I don't know if we're going to go more interesting. I think there's going to be still a lot of competitive teams, but I don't know about more interesting. Last year we had a lot of teams.
Last year was a big mind fuck for everybody.
Seahawks were good. The Giants were good.
Eagles made it all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Eagles made it all the way to
out
the
of
Super Bowl
nowhere.
with the roster.
The Giants and Jets starting
Started
4-0.
8-0. The Eagles were the best team. Everyone was like, whoa.
Exactly. The Commanders beat the Eagles. Like, what the fuck? They were the team that they lost to. 49ers played fucking Little League quarterbacks in there, and they did fine. I mean, they literally threw anybody in there. They were fine.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how much of a cheat code a stacked roster will get you.
I want to say one more thing about Justin Fields.
I just saw that he
They were
was actually approached to do the quarterback season 2. The series on Netflix with Mariota, Kirk, and Mahomes. He declined it.
I bet. Well, I want to say this about Justin Fields.
He didn't want to show off his incredible throwing
Let's
ability.
not forget about the Bears. This was the worst team in football. They had the number 1 overall pick for a reason. People don't understand that Justin Fields was the guy that led that team that had the number 1 overall pick in the draft. You know why? Because Justin Fields was terrible, and the rest of the team was terrible. So you cannot tell me Justin Fields is anywhere near top 15 quarterback when his team didn't win enough games to even get the 2nd overall pick. They got the number 1 overall pick. They were terrible.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, they try and see this I think this is a good way to put it. When I talk about we talk about who's a good quarterback and who's you compare the Cardinals and the Bears. Let's compare the two. I think honestly we could also say the Bears have a better roster than the Cardinals.
Yeah,
I would say.
of course. Now,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
And the Cardinals were, not much better,
I
but
think the
also
Cardinals had a
but
worse-
also Kyler
Worst head coach, too.
what?
The Cardinals had a worse head coach, too.
And the Cardinals and Kyler was hurt for the last 6 games of the year or whatever. And they didn't have D-Hop for the first 6 games. So that puts them down. Justin Fields got his team 3 wins. And Kyler, when he played, got his team 4 or 5 wins.
Yeah.
That's a quarterback who's at 25. That's a quarterback who's in the top 15.
Hmm?
That's what you're going to get. You're going to get, if teams are really, everyone's like, oh, Justin Fields' team was so bad, but he's really good. Watch, he's going to have a good year this year. All right, we'll see. Listen, if he goes and has a great year this year, I'm sorry.
We're all wrong. We're all wrong
We're
here.
all wrong. But
But-
I think any person with the realist, with the common eye can know he's not a very good thrower of the football. Like I said, there's games where he had 75 passing yards last year and 100 passing yards. He could run the ball, but all right, contain him in the pocket, spy him, make him throw the ball to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
He's not very good. The receivers, they got DJ Moore now, so someone a little bit better.
Yeah.
To throw to. But let's see if he could make something happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Bears are going to be bad again.
Yep.
And I think they're going to start to question if this guy could be their franchise quarterback or not.
Exactly. Guys, do we have anything else on? Oh, let's go. Quick story time about pool basketball.
What? Oh, no, to be honest, I had no idea what the fuck you guys are doing. You guys were literally 200 yards away. I'm sitting there, I'm sitting with the parents. They're just
There's just kids.
I was literally sleeping by 9:30, 9 o'clock, just sitting
There's
here.
just kids drowning.
Yeah.
Just kids on the
Bro,
wall.
there was-
Kids on the wall
So let's.
Oscar only wants to talk about this because he went
Bro,
five.
I'm sleeping
Oscar
and I
shot
just hear
5 for 6
I hear
one game.
8 kids run next to me just go, oh, let's do shots. I'm like, what?
So Shea had his graduation party over this weekend.
I graduated.
Woohoo!
Great
So-
party, dude. I was there for the whole
So
thing.
we had pool
Got-
basketball. We had a 7-on-7. I mean, this was
7-on-7.
it was fucking war. I mean, when I tell
7?
you it was war, it wasn't even a basketball game at that point.
My pool's not good for pool basketball because
You must have lost a gallon of water.
a
that
lot
day.
of pools they're
Wouldn't lose
they're
that
in a weird shape and the shallow end's a lot bigger. So you could put the hoop and then there's a lot more room. My pool is just like a rectangle and the shallow end's really small. And where the slant part is very big. So there's not a lot of room. So it's really small. So you got 7-on-7, you got 14 guys trying to fit into a tiny, tiny shallow end of a pool.
Yeah.
Once you check the ball, it's just mayhem. As the ball touches your hands, you're underwater, you're getting drowned.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just you have to get the ball, pass off, check, and shoot it. And then you got your big guys, the big boys down low, just getting the ball and going.
Yo.
And you just hear, I mean, there's guys underwater. You're getting triple teamed. Balls in the deep end. You're getting pulled under. You're trying to swim back.
Yo, shout out to Trey and Ezra, the two big boys down low. They were the reason I went 6 for 7 in the game. I mean, that was ridiculous.
That was really. We started with 2-on-2. And
Wait, who pegged Derek in the back of the head?
Oh
Was
my
that
God.
Ez?
That was Ezra.
God damn it, bro.
Oh my God, Ezra. He's like, how much have I sniped? He was talking to his mom, and I'm like, all right, I give you $10 if you hit him, but you give me $10 if you hit his mom. And his mom walked away, and he hit right in his head.
Right in his head,
And he was not happy. He had that look on his face. I was like, oh,
Derek
no.
was pissed.
No, I saw Derek.
Ezra, listen, the ball's not hard, but you're not expecting a ball to come hit you. In the
Dude,
face.
I'm sleeping and I hear
So
boom,
it's not comfortable.
and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yo, he hit him hard.
Yeah,
It was so good.
Yeah, but that was fun. We played 2-on-2 a bunch. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then
Dude, Shay also picked the ragtag group to go win a basketball game in pool basketball.
did I really though? No, I didn't.
You really didn't.
How?
If you looked at all of
I know
us and
my-
said you picked
Well, listen.
Trey, Ezra, and me,
Listen. Well, I was obviously gonna pick you and Ezra first because that's like we were like the 3-man team. Like I had to go with that. Listen, my friend Jacob, he's 6'5", 6'6". Me and Derek played pool basketball against him and the kid Kevin, and we killed them because they were so soft. He was so soft.
I know.
But
Ezra was a beast down low.
He put a couple down, and he was feeling himself, and he was actually playing like he's 6'6", so he was destroying. But I picked this. Was I mad with my predictions? No. I picked Ezra. That's the tank inside. I picked you. That was my shooter. You were gonna shoot better than anybody else there. So
That's true. I did.
Luke was gonna shoot better than anyone else, but Luke was just done at that point.
Yeah.
I know Trey was gonna give me 100%, and
Trey was a
kid's gonna play defense, and
beast.
he was a beast on the boards.
Yo,
He had the most rebounds by far out of anybody.
Yeah,
He was great.
he was on the right side, just kept
He's
snagging
probably
him.
gonna listen to this. Shout out
Snagging
to
him.
Trey.
Yeah, shout out
to
Trey.
He was a baller. For
He
us.
was a
He
dog.
was huge.
And then our fifth was just random most of the time.
Yeah, that was our 4-man, and then we just picking up
Yeah,
Yeah, you play with
Actually,
us.
I'm going. So ready for this? I'm going to the Mets Yankees game tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna get jumped. It's at Yankee Stadium.
Oh,
We're gonna get jumped tomorrow going to the Drake
yeah,
concert.
Drake.
Drake
concert.
concert, yeah.
You wear your
So
you wear your Kendrick Lamar stuff. And yeah, Kendrick. Oh no.
push a T, let's go.
Anything else, guys?
Not really. I mean,
The podcast coming out Thursday. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and we'll see you
make
guys
sure to
next
check
time.
out Shay's OnlyFans.
What?
Link is in the description.
Don't say that because there's some weird people that watch this, aka Trey. Okay. There's
Yeah,
some
Trey
weird-
will look.
Trey, I will give you a discount to Shay's OnlyFans.
All right, I gotta end it here. before this
$5
gets
off
too
his
weird.
No, I
first
smell
video.
All right.
that.
I'll see you guys next time.